Welcome back to Too Hot to Sip. It's your girl Diana, and today we're diving into why Spring Break 2025 is set to be the most expensive on record. But don't worry, I've got all the hacks, tips, and alternative destinations to help you still have an amazing trip without breaking the bank. So grab your favorite drink, because it's about to get hot. Let's go. In this segment we are going to talk about the price surge. What's going on? Biggest price hikes. The average spring break budget has jumped to $5,352 per traveler. That's 26% more than last year. Flights, hotels, and even food costs are up, forcing people to rethink their destinations. Why is it so expensive? Inflation is still a problem, and travel demand is at an all-time high. Big tourist hotspots are taking advantage by raising prices. This is why Spring Break 2025 is the most expensive yet. Spring break has always been a high-demand travel period, but 2025 is breaking records when it comes to costs. Here's what's driving the price surge. 1. Travel demand is at an all-time high. Post-pandemic revenge travel is still going strong. People are making up for missed vacations, and spring break is no exception. Gen Z and millennials are prioritizing travel over other expenses, even with rising costs. Many are willing to splurge on experiences rather than save money. Flight searches for spring break have increased by 37% compared to last year. More demand equals higher prices. Stat: the average spring break traveler in 2025 is spending 26% more than last year. 2. Airfare prices are skyrocketing. Flights to top spring break destinations Miami, Cancun, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York are 20 to 35% more expensive than in 2024. Airlines cut back on budget flights, making cheap ticket options harder to find. International flights are sometimes cheaper than domestic. Example: flights to Tokyo are 3% cheaper than flights to Miami right now. Travel hack: fly on Tuesdays or Wednesdays to save money. Weekend flights are the most expensive. 3. Hotels and Airbnb prices have shot up. Hotels in Miami, Cancun, and Orlando are up by 45%. Resorts are charging premium rates due to high occupancy. Airbnb service fees have increased, meaning even budget stays aren't as cheap as they used to be. Hidden fees are everywhere. More resorts and vacation rentals are adding resort fees, cleaning fees, and dynamic pricing surcharges. Alternative: look for all-inclusive resorts. Sometimes they're cheaper than booking a hotel plus food separately. 4. Even food and drinks are more expensive. Tourist-heavy areas have raised restaurant prices. Some places in Miami are charging $30 plus for a basic cocktail. Club and party cover charges are up. Some nightclubs in Cancun are charging $150 plus just for entry. Event and festival tickets like spring break music festivals have increased by 30 to 50% compared to last year. Budget tip: eat where locals eat. Avoid restaurants in tourist zones to save 30 to 50% on food costs. 5. Inflation and economic factors are making everything worse. General inflation is still affecting travel prices, from gas prices to airfare. The US dollar is weaker in some regions, making international travel more expensive than expected. Credit card interest rates are at an all-time high, meaning financing a trip is more expensive for those using credit. The takeaway: Spring Break 2025 is expensive, but you can still travel smart. What you can do: 1. Choose alternative destinations, cheaper spots like Puerto Rico, Mexico City, or Lisbon. 2. Book flights 3 to 4 weeks in advance for the best prices. 3. Avoid tourist traps. Look for local experiences instead of high-priced attractions. 4. Coming up in the next segment: the best destinations for Spring Break 2025, including some hidden gems that won't break the bank. The hottest spring break destinations. The usual suspects, most expensive hotspots. Miami, Orlando, and Cancun are at the top, but they're also crazy expensive this year. European cities like Paris, London, and Rome are trending for spring break, and surprisingly, flights there are cheaper than domestic ones. The unexpected winners: affordable hidden gems. Mexico City. Skip Cancun and hit up the cultural scene with amazing food, history, and nightlife. Alaska, yes, you heard that right. Late-season skiing and the Northern Lights make it a unique and affordable trip. Central America, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. Amazing beaches, Mayan ruins, and lower costs. Tokyo, believe it or not, flights to Tokyo are down 3% this year, making it a surprisingly budget-friendly option. Here's how to save money and still have a blast. Smart booking tips. Book 3 to 4 weeks in advance for domestic trips. International flights? Book ASAP before prices surge. Fly on a Tuesday or Wednesday for the cheapest rates. Alternative accommodations. Forget overpriced hotels, try Airbnb, hostels, or even house swapping. Consider all-inclusive resorts. Sometimes they're cheaper than booking separately. Travel like a local. Skip the tourist traps. Use public transport instead of expensive Ubers. Try street food in local markets instead of overpriced restaurants. Now let's get to listener Q&A, your spring break dilemmas. You can encourage listeners to send in questions before recording. Is it better to book a package deal or everything separately? Answer. Sometimes packages are cheaper, especially for international trips. Always compare. Where's the best cheap beach destination? Answer. Mexico's lesser-known spots, like Puerto Escondido, or the Caribbean islands like Curacao. Is it safe to travel solo for spring break? Answer. Yes, but pick safe destinations like Japan, Portugal, or Costa Rica. Alright, y'all, that's a wrap on today's episode. Spring break 2025 is definitely coming with a higher price tag. But with a little planning, you can still have the time of your life without emptying your wallet. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend who's planning a trip. And don't forget to subscribe to Too Hot to Sip on YouTube and all podcast platforms. I'll catch you next time. Stay hot, stay sipping.